Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into welcome in Hussein. Sorry, I'm putting in my stuff. Okay. Well, we got some crazy news here. We're gonna have to go to open up a few tabs here. All right. Let's let some people get in here. How's everybody's day going, man? How's everybody's Thursday? Do I play Undertale? I guess I've never heard of that. Let's move this computer a little bit forward here so I can see. All right. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I just want to start off by saying God bless everybody. Jesus is King. We need to be in a moment of prayer in the state we are in today. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. Hope everybody's educating themselves and teaching themselves things and learning. I wonder if I can't get my camera a little bit. But sorry, I got some AJ going on in the back. So I think we can expect a Candace on one stream coming soon. Um, so apparently Candace got on and said some pretty fiery things. Um, was talking about how everybody who seems to be taken out by them boys or the government uh gets their own day, gets their own street, and I think I'll just let her words say it best. But I hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. Um, it's almost Friday, right? And to those of you who work on the weekend, I hope whatever days off you have are great days off. But I just want to start off by saying, like I said, God bless everybody. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right above my head. Double tap that screen, show some love and support. Also, hit the three dots above my head and go ahead and follow my Kick account. We are trying to get my Kick to over 100 subs along with my Rumble. So take a couple seconds to just double tap your screen, get those likes up, show some love and support, and should probably get my Streamlabs link, shouldn't I? If you want to support your boy, we're hella demonetized. So I'm gonna get my Streamlabs link for you guys quick. But we're gonna go ahead and look at what Candace Owen said um just not too long ago here, talking about Donald Trump. Said some pretty fierily or fire however you want to say it, fiery statements. Sorry, I'm just getting my. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my Streamlabs link to the chat here. If you guys want to support your boy, hit the Streamlabs link. YouTube takes a brutal 30%, but we're demonetized on YouTube. So the only way you can is by hitting the Streamlabs link and going ahead and supporting your boy there. So I'm gonna put it in the chat. Here, hold on. Sorry. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. That's the link. If you guys want to support your boy, head there and show some love and support. Dante, you ate 6 eggs for breakfast. Well, congratulations, brother. Make sure you guys double tap that screen though. Like I said, I am hella demonetized on YouTube. I reapplied for monetization, but as you guys know, I work hard to get you guys content every day. Stay updated with things. God, this fly is really trying to get on my nerves, isn't it? And there we go. Where was I? Oh yeah. So until then, go follow my kick. Um, hit the 3 dots above my head, go to the description, follow my kick. Once you follow my kick, you can get your name written down on the wall. I also have a Rumble, but I'm not live on Rumble today, so the link ain't down there. But go to my previous streams. You can follow my Rumble. If you follow both of them, you'll get your name written down on the wall two times. And if you support on Streamlabs, you will also get your name written down. So yeah. So we're gonna run it up. Candace was saying some pretty fiery things today. Said how she feels that Donald Trump had something to do with Charlie Kirk's passing. So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be crazy, but we shall. Oh my goodness, we shall play it. We shall listen. Don't know why she's saying this. She talked about how. Um, what the fuck, dude? Okay, hold on. And demonetize means that I am no longer able to make money on here or profit. So ain't I good on here or what? What's going on here? But I got demonetized a while ago. Okay, so here we are. Once you guys go ahead and donate, I will. I will write your name down. All right. All right, guys, double tap that screen. Let's try and get to 20 likes right off rip. I'm gonna go ahead and play what Candace said. First of all, so this is how she addressed it. I can zoom in here. She said, "Zionists, there we go. Zionists are now signing up to my book club to steal my content. One, I meant every word when the feds are implicated. They always give people a holiday. Sign up here to learn why Sigmund Freud says blank inspires their. Yeah, okay, we don't need to go through that. But let's listen to what she had to say.
We all, we just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed and just really needed to just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on the nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not gonna be on the nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And we will see you guys then.
All right, so to me that was kind of wild. As you guys know, Trump and Charlie and Candace were all pretty close. I mean, I don't know how close Trump is to Candace anymore, but she says she's coming back the 27th, so that's gonna be interesting. I see her stream probably going over 1 million live viewers. I mean, everybody from around the world, everybody and their mom is watching her and listening to her. Wonder where she's at, what she's doing. So
Just really needed
all right,
to
so
just take a breather and really process.
be quiet. So one of the things was like we were thinking about like there was a conspiracy going around about bro, you guys are tripping. If you guys listen to what she implied, I mean, it's pretty right there. I mean, we can listen to it again real quick if you want to. I don't mind. Let's listen to it again, then I'll go over it. Oops.
Everything that happened with Charlie, and I just really needed to just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know.
Double
We
tap that
just
screen,
know that
guys.
he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on the nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not gonna be on the nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And we will see you guys then.
All right, so basically, I'm not saying she said anything. I'm just playing what she said, and from what it sounds to me is that I don't know what she heard, what she was reading, none of that. Welcome in Everybody who's new, All American Prepper, welcome in. God bless. Melanie Wright, welcome in. God bless. Everybody double tap that screen, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. To me, what she's saying is that apparently she found out some stuff. I don't know what she found out or what she's speculating on. Seemed pretty obvious though to us from the jump that she's been betrayed by or he's been betrayed by people. So it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm excited to see what she comes out with. I mean, it just seems like every single day it's something new when it comes to this stuff. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully everything goes good. Too bad I can't play Nick on here. That's why I want you guys go follow my Kick account. Hit the three dots above my head. Go follow my Kick. Get your name written on the wall right behind me. Go support me for free speech. So next time I do streams and I'm not on YouTube, you can be there when we're doing stuff that may be censored. Um, but one thing we're going to talk about as well. Hold on. So Trump is creating a ballroom in the White House, and I don't agree with it. Especially it's bad optics, man. It's really bad optics when we're going through this government shutdown and you're creating a ballroom in the White House that's supposedly going to cost $230 million when we have military people who aren't going to get their money. Um, Everything else like that, we have a bunch of other people in personnel who aren't going to be getting their money. Um, it's bad optics, man. But we got to remember the reason why they're not getting that money is because the Democrats are voting no. I'm going to pull up a couple things here on YouTube real quick. Oops. You see people posting on Facebook's or not Facebook, Twitter saying, "Oh yeah, he's acting like a king. He's trying to make a ballroom and blah 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 blah." And it's like, bro, come on now, bro. It's like, bro, like, first of all, it's bad optics, but second of all, it's just like, first of all, there's been other presidents who have built stuff around the White House and done stuff like that, but to me, I guess in my lifetime, obviously, I've never seen the demolition of the White House kind of to that extent. But it's pretty crazy that he's doing it, especially now. If I was him, I'd be like, yeah, let's hold off on that and put that money towards Americans. All these people showing their little TikToks about EBT breaking into places and oh, Walmart better watch out, blah 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 blah. See, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to create civil unrest, bro. Um, and it's just wild. I guess we'll go with that first. Okay, so we'll go with this, and then we'll play the other clips I wanted to play here.
The east wing of the White House to make way for the president's 90,000 square foot ballroom, which is expected to cost around $200 million. It's being paid for by the president and other private donors. The East Wing traditionally houses the First Lady's staff. The president says it will be fully modernized. With us now is Alyssa Farah Griffin, who was the White House communications director in the first Trump administration. We both keep looking at these pictures going like, wow, that just looks weird. Let me play you something the president said about this proposed ballroom earlier.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it.
So he said it won't interfere with the current building. He said that back in July here. It seems to be interfering with a big chunk of the building that got knocked down here. How surprised are you that he's doing this?
Well, listen, he advertised he was going to do this. And I do remember in the first term, he had this huge frustration with the fact that he couldn't do massive state dinners that you'd see in other countries. So, like, the state room can only hold something like 150, the East room, maybe a little more than that. So he's always wanted this grand ballroom, something that you'd see in England or something. But I think it's going to end up, based on what I've kind of heard, is it's going to look a lot more like a Mar-a-Lago ballroom than perhaps like Buckingham Palace. But we'll see. We'll wait for the designs to come through. But this is something he wanted. He wants that pomp and circumstance, and he wants to leave his mark on this White House. He wants in 50 years and 100 years for there to be a reminder that Donald Trump was in this White House.
It is jarring, though, to see wrecking balls like tear down these walls that we've
It is crazy when I started seeing the pictures. Like, holy crap! I mean, that's what comes with construction. But for God's sakes, dude, just really bad optics when it comes to people not getting their money. We already have Antifa and all these other people fucking acting crazy, trying to make him look like this, person. And to just have during the government shutdown, those pictures come out of the White House being torn down, people not getting their money, soldiers that are overseas or here waiting to pay rent aren't going to be getting their money if they don't come to agreement soon. But we'll get into all that as well. Um, yeah, I mean, to me, it's just terrible optics. But double tap that screen, guys. We just need 13 more beautiful people. Double tap that screen. God bless everybody. Jesus is King, by the way. Thursday, almost Friday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Hope everybody's staying safe and blessed up and is doing their best to be their best selves. I just ordered some bovine colostrum. I'm gonna try that out. I've been taking methylene blue, really feels good. Um, really trying my best to just change a lot of different habits. I'm really gonna do like a deep cleanse fast and try and really get going here on health. So I'm bringing you guys along that journey as well. Look for some vlogs coming. My iPhone mics came in not too long ago, so I'm gonna use those to the full advantage. So
It's a fully working building. Even the East Wing, you've got the First Lady's staff has their offices there. Some of legislative staff did in his first term. So even when construction starts, I wonder what that's going to be like during the day, because I imagine he's going to want to move very quickly here. He's going to want his ballroom soon. He's certainly not going to want the next guy to inherit it in 3 years.
So it's not just this, right? He also paved over part of the Rose Garden here.
Yeah, and the theme seems to be Mar-a-Lago, but make it DC, because you see the new Rose Garden. You've got even the umbrellas from Mar-a-Lago, those sort of yellow country club looking ones. I'm curious what this will end up looking like. He does like grand, ornate, Trumpian style. I expect there'll be a lot of gold. But I think listen, you're going to have critics of this. I'd like just plain and simple. If it doesn't adhere to the original architecture of the White House, if it doesn't look like it fits in and kind of keeps that sort of the look that it has. So I think it's
I mean, you guys gotta think though. I mean, bruh, like as we go on, there's gonna be changes to the White House. I mean, they're gonna want to make it more grand. They're gonna want to make it bigger. They're gonna want to do this and that. I mean, yeah, we want to remember its look from when its inception and what it's been through, and we want to, cherish that. But we're also gonna evolve. I mean, that's just a part of everything, don't you think?
we'll see.
What do you think the next president will do? I guess when you're talking about the ballroom, they're not going to change that. That is what it is. But I do wonder about the Rose Garden.
I could
All
see
right,
some.
this is boring. We're gonna head on to this next thing quick. I wanted to cover the fact that Republicans are coming out saying Democrats are stopping the shutdown from stopping and making it so millions of Americans are not going to receive their money. So
Well, good morning. Welcome to day 17 of the Democrat shutdown. I feel like on a day like this, at the end of another long week, I just feel like we ought to apologize. I hate that we have to do this. I don't want to be here any more than you do talking about this subject. It is so difficult.
bro, and then today, like, okay, so Democrats are just voting no however they can and whenever they can. Now they're trying to build ICE detection sites so people can upload pictures of ICE and videos of ICE during raids and stuff like that, so they can look through it for any legal issues that happened if there's anything that was illegal. And they're just doing everything they can to shut them down. And then who was it? I can't remember where it was this guy was talking, but it was at one rally. I think it was a mayor talking. I'll have to look it up to fact check who exactly it was, but he was talking about how we this is an act of war. The word war and the terminology of war and fight and uprise and uh bear arms keeps coming across, dude. Like it's like you don't really see the right saying this. It's all these liberal blue states or red, whatever the hell color they are. I don't even keep track of it because I'm kind of a centralist. I mean, I wouldn't call myself far right or far left or anything. But it's just like the rhetoric they're using is wild. Um but the one thing that hurts me is that like we're about to look at the montage of these TikTokers talking about, how they're going to be missing money and watch out Walmart, we're going to come rob you or whatever the hell they're saying. But some of these people are stupid. A lot of them are dumb. They're probably bums that don't even need, EBT, but there are people out there that need that. So my heart goes out to the people out there that do need it, that really are on it for a good reason. My heart goes out to you guys. God bless you guys. May Jesus be with you through the dark times. We just gotta keep praying to God, keep praying to Jesus, and hoping that it all comes out good. We gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta take care of our loved ones. We gotta keep working hard and keep banding together. The more we separate is the more we're divided. So we can't do that. We just gotta keep trying to unite and doing good. I'm not talking about that Gristle. I mean, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm talking about actual officials from the left government having rallies. I'll look it up. We can look at it. But talking about how this is what they're doing is an act of war and blah 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 blah, and then it's just a lot. It's not just TikTokers. It's actually the Democrats and on the left. I'm not saying anyone's on the right is perfect either. I'm not saying that. I'm not far right. I'm not far left. I'm not any of that. To me, I'm in the center. I call out the bullshit on either side, and I search for the truth and I search for what's best for the country, not only for my kids but your kids and all of us as a conglomerate. That's it. That's it. And it's in some ways you can think of this as a war. It's a war between ideals. It's a war between what was created during the last 5 years and what's trying to be reconstructed now. We're trying to bring back conservatism. We're trying to bring back God. We're trying to bring back morals and common sense. And then the other side is wants to stay in the we want 3 bathrooms. We want 50 genders. We want all this. We uh calling everybody who doesn't believe in what they believe in a Nazi. I mean, seriously. You know what I mean? It is a war between ideals, but we don't want a war between ideals to go to a physical, actual bloodshedding revolution. And the guy that was talking, I can't remember what government official he was, but he said that this is like the next revolution. And that's some scary rhetoric to be using up on a stand in front of hundreds of people that may look up to you. And we may have the next freaking, fuck was the guy's name that got Charlie Kirk? Tony Robinson. We might have another person like that that wants to try and do something stupid. You know what I mean? It's not a time for that rhetoric. We need to start bringing God into our souls, bringing back the nuclear family, trying to unite, stopping the dumb rhetoric, and seeing what we can do to fix this. At this point, it is scary because every time you look on the media, it's either Tyler, sorry, the far left or the far right clashing. I mean, dude, it's just insane. Um, And my question is just what brings us together? What brings us to the point where we're like, okay, okay, okay. We believe in this. We believe in this, but hey, there's no need for us to implode as a country, right? But I'm gonna let this play for a second. I'll keep talking. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, show some love and support. Hit the subscribe button right above my head with the notification bell so you can be in every live stream. Get the chance to be a moderator. We're growing every day. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. Hit the 3 dots above my head. Follow my Kick account. You'll get your name written on my wall behind me instantaneously. If you follow my Rumble as well, you get your name written down there. I'm trying to get my name or my profiles up to at least over 100 or 100 followers on both free speech platforms. Um, if you guys want to donate, since I'm demonetized down here, go ahead and hit the Streamlabs link. Get your name written on the wall behind me as well when you do that. But yeah, God bless you guys. Let's listen to this.
To be a happy warrior when you
Welcome
know
in,
that
Anna.
so many millions of American people are suffering, being made to suffer unnecessarily. because of the Democrats' political
Welcome
games.
in.
If you're keeping count at home, we're on day 17 of the shutdown. The Democrats have now voted for the 11th time to keep the government closed. 11 times now. They've refused to just do their basic job, get the government going again, making sure that federal employees are paid, that our troops are paid, Border Patrol agents, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and everyone else who relies upon the vital services of our federal government. They're being denied that because Democrats in Congress are playing games.
I'm going to
And
grab
right
my
now,
coffee.
to add insult to injury, if you're paying attention at home, you also need to make note of this. Yesterday, the Senate Democrats took it a step further. They rejected a standalone bill to fund our nation's defense and pay our troops. They voted it down. Now, why is that so noteworthy? Well, the bill was passed out of committee in the Senate with broad bipartisan support. And yet, the Democrats still engaged in a stunt on the floor, and they rejected it. So now they are on record specifically and exclusively to block the paychecks of the troops, to block the funding of our national defense in a very dangerous moment in world history. It is absurd to us. Leader Thune said this on the floor, on the Senate floor after that vote. He said, quote, "That one vote demonstrates just how fundamentally disinterested Democrats are in supporting our troops and providing for our common defense." Yes, that is.
By the way, guys, like I said, if you want to support me, hit the Streamlabs link down below. I also have it pinned in the comments. Um, like I said, man, your boy was too passionate about his YouTube, so it got me taken off air at my job. Is what it is. I'm very passionate about my YouTube. It's just gonna make me go harder, but that just means you guys got me for more time. No more rushing on lunch breaks. You guys just have me till I want to take a break for lunch on here. But like I said, man, I try my best to bring you guys dedicated content. I try my best to just bring you guys my time and run it up with you guys, build the best united family on YouTube. So if you want to support your boy and support the movement, hit the Streamlabs link, get your name written on my wall, follow my kick, get your name written on my wall. It's all in the description. Show some love and support, man. Um, I love you guys, man.
Exactly what we saw, and I suspect that if they were here today and it was on the floor, they'd do it once again. Now, tomorrow, the Democrat leaders are going to join for a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend.
Well, we all know why the Democrat people are doing this. They know that their approval ratings are at the lowest. They know that their fundraiser ratings are at the lowest. They're scrambling for air. They're scrambling for the last little piece of whatever they can get back. They're a big fish in a pond that's now dried up, and they're just not. They're just trying anything. The Podesta plan is in place. They're trying to implode our country. I mean, let's just get real, right? But hey, this is all alleged, just figmentation in my mind. I read it out of a book, right? But double tap that screen, guys. Try and get to 50 likes. We just need 34 beautiful, God-loving people to double tap that screen. God bless you guys. Jesus is King. In a minute, I want to say a prayer.
On our Capitol for their much-anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally, okay? And I'm not sure how anybody can refute that. If you think about what's going to happen here tomorrow, you're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party. That is the modern Democratic Party. That's where they've gone. And the Hate America rally is the common theme among all those groups. Listen to the language they use themselves. Many of them don't like living in America. They hate capitalism. They hate our free enterprise system. They hate our principles. They hate the ideas that we come in to work every day to fight for, to preserve, in the greatest nation in the history of the world. They hate the idea of individual freedom and limited government. They hate the idea of the rule of law. They fight against it all the time. They hate the idea of peace through strength.
Thank you, Tammy, for the love. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family, guys.
Individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity, the things that lead to human flourishing, the things that made us the greatest nation in the history of the world. They're opposed to law.
See, this is what they do. See the person in the chat calling me a fascist? Now watch, she'll probably report me for no reason, right? Right? They call us fascists, but everything that is going on the other side is fascism. It's crazy. I'll be right back.
Law enforcement, they're opposed to military, and their votes show it over and over. That's the collection of voices that you'll hear tomorrow that the Democrats will go out and raise their hands with and cheer with. And some of these people are so blinded by their hatred of President Donald Trump that they can't find one reason to celebrate America or all that we've accomplished and continue to accomplish under this new administration. Now, obviously, every American has every right to exercise their First Amendment freedoms. I'm personally a big advocate of that. I spent the first 20 years of my legal career in the federal courts before I came to Congress defending the right to free speech. They have the right to do it. Republicans, by the way, are the party that fights to maximize your liberty. And we believe, just as our founders did, that every American has been endowed by God himself with unalienable rights, and that includes the rights to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. But tomorrow, this rally is not about freedom. It's about the opposite. For many of our Democrat colleagues, tomorrow is about creating really a spectacle. That's what they've been doing here every day of the shutdown with their little TikTok videos and their publicity stunts, and they're going to do it in a much larger venue tomorrow.
Let's say, for the person that called me a fascist, let's just go ahead and say Jesus is king down in the chat, and we want to unify our country, man. That's all I want. I'm definitely not a fascist. I definitely do firmly believe, though, everything that's going on the radical left and the stuff that they're doing is definitely fascism. They're taking money away from millions of Americans, especially our troops. So, which side is trying to do the best? I mean, come on.
And as the
But
shutdown
there shouldn't even
drags
be a
on,
side. It should just
it's
be.
becoming increasingly clear that this
There shouldn't even be a side. It should just be we're all unified. Like that's what's crazy is we're Americans. But look at what happened. They did it. They succeeded. They separated us.
spectacle is the reason the Democrats
Jesus is king.
have
That's right,
refused to
Nick.
reopen the government. Just read a sample of the materials that this organizing group has circulated far and wide about the event tomorrow. They distributed talking points cheering on the shutdown. I mean, they're urging this on. They love this.
I don't even know if
They're cheering on
fascism
Chuck
is.
Schumer's
Okay.
decision to close the government, and
See, this is why you guys got to follow my Kick and my Rumble because these low IQ people in the chat, not all of you, but these people who are sitting here saying this stuff are just, bro, like.
lead organizer said this. This is his words, not mine. Quote, "He hasn't surrendered yet. I call that progress." Maybe that's what led Chuck Schumer to say that every day of the shutdown gets better for us. That's what he said. Since then, Democrats have had their 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th opportunities to reopen the government, and they have obeyed the mob. They have listened to that. On Wednesday, this is pretty ominous. I don't know if anybody's reported on this, but you should. The lead organizer of tomorrow's event issued an open threat to Democrats in Washington, and this is what he said, quote, "The cavalry is coming in on October 18th, and they're either going to be celebrating you or they're going to be calling for new leadership in the Democrat Party." Now, I know who heard that. Chuck Schumer heard it. Hakeem Jeffries heard it. And their actions and their
I already know the definition, dude. Like, it's obvious you don't. If you don't think what Antifa and all these other people are doing isn't fascism, okay. Okay, bro.
votes show that they are taking that as an order. Evidently, they've decided it's more important to show a fight to President Trump and appease this mob than to reopen the government and ensure the American people are taken care of. It's a binary choice right now. And to the surprise of literally no one, Chuck Schumer confirmed yesterday that he'll attend tomorrow's rally. Of course he will. He gave an impassioned speech on the Senate floor. He urged his colleagues to stand with him and fight against President Trump. The fight is absurd. Senator, you've been in office for 44 years. You've been in Congress longer than that, but you've been in Congress for 44 years, and everybody clearly
Reginald, please get these trolls in the chat and educate them. Please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Antifa is anti-fascist, but they're acting like fascists. What are you talking about? You guys, you want to go by the definition of their name, but look what they're doing on the streets, hitting people in the back of the head with rocks, swarming people, causing destruction. Like, bro.
understands what's going on.
But this is what happens. Like, you do a freaking a stream, and you sit here and you talk about the truth, and you bring up stuff, and you have these freaking low IQ people in the chat sitting here trying to do what they usually do. Like, this is what it's like. Like in the comments, this is what it's like on the streets of Portland, right?
Holding the entire country hostage to protect your own political career. I mean, no one can deny that. And what you're doing is absurd. You're demanding $1.5 trillion new spending instead of the clean, totally nonpartisan CR that you yourself voted for just 7 months ago. The whole charade is obvious. And I also want to point out the irony that is equally clear. Okay? As much as we disagree.
The evidence is people going on the street and showing how they're acting and showing how they're oh my god, bro. You're just such a low IQ person. You're just gonna you're welcome to the abyss, brother. Okay? So sick and tired of it. You guys are just low IQ, bro. Like you people that want to sit here and act like that this shit's not going on, you're the reason why our country's going the way it is.
With Schumer and the Senate Democrats, and And all that's going to happen tomorrow, no one, not a single person is going to be standing in their way of their right to exercise, assemble, and protest peacefully. That alone is a profound testament to the strength of our republic.
Everyone in here who's watching, all 333 of you, first of all, double tap that screen, hit the subscribe button, join the family. We're on the road to 10,000. But put a 1 in the chat if you think what's going on with Antifa on the streets, raiding the streets, and all this shit that's going on with these radical people, both from right and left. I mean, there's not just on the left. There can be people on the right, too. Like I said, I'm independent. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that they're being more fascist than the people who are remaining calm and just trying to fix America.
To the beauty of America. They are decrying the country that allows them to engage in this activity. And the last time I checked, Americans have more freedom right now to express themselves and speak their minds after Republicans took over and ended the years of having millions of Americans' voices systematically silenced during the COVID pandemic years and the left's cancel
Appreciate
culture.
you guys. See, I knew I had smart people in the chat.
Republicans
I knew I had smart people in here. Thank you guys. See, there's more smart people than
toward your right
dumb ones.
to share and speak your mind. And that's the first and most obvious irony of the Hate America rally. The second and even more absurd fact is that all the Democrats...
The fact that there are people at the No Kings rallies going like this, telling us that they're going to take us out. People saying that we need to take out more people on the right. That's not fascist? Okay.
Who are so angry that they don't control the government
exactly,
are the same
Sid.
people
I'm independent.
who
I
have
look at
decided
both
to shut
sides.
it down and hand the keys to President Trump. That's the great irony. Chuck Schumer said it himself.
And to me, we need to have more people that are independent. Like, to me, like I've always said this, what's more dividing? What sounds more dividing? Are you on the right or are you on the left? Which one? That sounds pretty dividing. Why don't we just, like, all of us just should drop it, go independent, seek out the truth, do what's best for our country and our children, because we are making the future for our children scary.
Just 2 lines out of his New York Times op-ed that he wrote and published March 18th of this year. And he pointed out there, in a shutdown, this is his words, the Trump administration would have wide-ranging authority. He said there's no check on their determinations on what is essential and what is not. Chuck Schumer put it in writing and published it. He knew this scenario, and he is the one that has decided to hand the keys to the kingdom to President Trump. When he shut down the legislative branch, the chief executive...
Dems keep voting no because this is they're trying to crumble Trump's economic situation. They're trying to make it so it all looks like Trump. It all looks like this. I'm not saying Trump's perfect, but it's pretty clear what the Democrats are doing too. 2 things can be true at once, you guys. That's why people are just so crazy, is because people don't want to they want to go with one truth. They don't want to go with all truth. They just want to go with one, whatever fits their ideology. Why not look at both of them? I would vote for Trump in the beginning because I thought he was going to. Am I very happy with him? No. Has he done some good things? Yes. But it takes a person to sit there and actually look at both sides, look at all the truth, and sit there and say, okay, I can make my own informed decision on what is the truth and what's right. Right? But everybody's just so brainwashed, and it's crazy. But double tap that screen. We just need 2 more beautiful people. Double tap that screen. Show some love and support. I appreciate everybody for being here. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. Right now, we're at 7,000. Hold on. We're at 7,312 subs. Let's try and get to 7,400. We're on the road to 10,000. Hit the 3 dots above my head. Go follow my kick. You can get your name written on the wall right behind me after you do, and I find out you did. And if you want to support your boy, since I'm demonetized and I lost my job due to my position and everything, hit the Streamlabs link and show some love and support. Get your name written on the wall as well.
Executive has the authority to make the decisions in the executive branch. He has no choice. They have turned off the funding streams, and they have to triage the situation with federal spending. Everybody on the mall this weekend should recognize and remember who's responsible for taking the reins of Congress and handing them to President Trump. It's Chuck Schumer. He's the one that's done it, and he can make it stop tomorrow if he had the courage to tell you the truth. But he's incapable of telling the truth right now, and he's doing something that's unprecedented. Never in the history of Congress has a party shut down the government over a clean CR. This is an unprecedented event, and it's inexcusable. And it's Chuck Schumer who's making the decision to keep the government closed. And until the mob and Bernie and AOC and the rest of the socialists give him permission to reopen the government, we're afraid that Americans are going to continue to suffer at the hands of Democrats' political games. I doubt Americans will hear that on the protest days tomorrow, but that is the truth. And it's why Republicans are here and will continue to be here every single day, sharing the facts with the American people for as long as it takes. In just a moment, you're going to get to hear from our dear friend and colleague, the chairman of our Armed Services Committee, Chairman Mike Rogers of Alabama. As I mentioned at the top of the remarks, Democrats have voted 11 times now to block the paychecks for our troops. And we have a duty to support those men and women who defend our country and all the rest of us. And the Democrats are failing our brave heroes. Chairman Rogers is here to tell you more about that and the other grave implications for our national defense and our military readiness. I'm happy to introduce him to you right now. Chairman Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all being here and focusing on what this means for us. We are very fortunate that President Trump found a way to pay our troops this Wednesday on their payday. For those of you who aren't aware, this country has never, for the last 148 years, because of congressional inaction, failed to pay the troops on time. 1877 was the last time. That would have happened this Wednesday, but for what President Trump did. I do want you to know that that option is not going to be available in 2 weeks for their next paycheck. We had 2 million service.
I just think everybody's starting to realize that our government, like, we just can't trust no one in our government. I mean, we can't trust anybody. I don't know. I think we're all getting to the point where we know that it's all a game that's being played within the confines of their situation, and I don't know. I think we're all waking up. So, and the Democrats, they're doing this because they're just trying to, yeah. It just hurts my head. God, I've been watching it all morning and I can't even make a single point. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an idiot like usual, but double tap that screen, show some love and support. Welcome in everybody that's new. Welcome to the See Me Now family. Join the family. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. They need to see us now. So join the See Me Now family again by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. Hit the three dots above my head. Go to my description. If you want to support your boy, you can go ahead and tip at streamlabs.com, which does not take any percentage. Your name will get written on the wall behind me. Also follow my Kick, and your name will get written down as well. I love you guys. God bless.
Members that were able to get paid this week because of President Trump's creativity. And these are
I am
families
in the crypto.
that are serving around the world, many of them in very unfavorable conditions, making huge sacrifices for our freedom and safety. And most of them live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the millions of Americans who got the text saying, well, you're not going to receive EBT. And it's like, it's for, we got to remember, even if the parents are being bums or whatever situation, there's always situations where they need it, where there are people that need it, but not even that. The kids need it. Let's forget about, fucking the people who are getting it, the adults. Let's focus on the kids. They're taking money out of the kids' mouths, right? They're taking money away from our own troops. We already don't help our troops enough when it comes to homelessness and medical care. But now we're sitting here and being stubborn and being stupid and taking money away from our kids and our troops.
Most of them have less than $3,000 in savings, and 1 in 5 of them only have one source of income. So this is very real for these folks. Now, the 500,000 civilian federal employees, they're going to miss their first paycheck next week, and then the rest of them the week thereafter. This is going to get really painful for a lot of civilian employees. Obviously, I think about the DOD civilian employees, but throughout the federal workforce, people will start missing their first paycheck next week and the week after, and it is solely at the feet of Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate. This body has passed a funding bill that just continued the Biden budget for a few weeks while we negotiated, and it's the Democrats who have decided to shut this government down. Another consequence that we're dealing with, we were just informed last night by the National Nuclear Security Administration, the group that handles and manages our nuclear stockpile, that the carryover funding they've been using is about to run out. They will have to lay off 80% of their employees. These are not employees that you want to go home. They're managing and handling a very important strategic asset for us. They need to be at work and being paid. Other things that some of our civilian and active duty, the active duty employees are having to suffer is they don't get to do routine medical and dental care when they're in a shutdown. They don't have tuition assistance when they're in a shutdown. If you're got a permanent duty change of station that's occurred during the shutdown, you're just stuck. Your apartment may already be closed. You may be your furniture on a truck going somewhere, and you're just stuck in limbo. All these things are real life problems for people that are being imposed on them by the Democrats. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, their governments are not shut down. These are the members of the axis of evil that we're having to deal with, and we need our Defense Department operating on all cylinders. Y'all know we've recently passed the reconciliation bill. We're in the middle of contract negotiations for nuclear submarines, for destroyers, for aircraft carriers. All that had to stop because of this. We have personnel that are supposed to be analyzing our intelligence gathering. They're gone home. They've gone home. They can't do their jobs. This has very real national security implications that Chuck Schumer has imposed on this country, and it needs to end. It needs to end, especially now before people start missing paychecks. And with that, I'll yield to the leadership.
Thank you, Chairman Rogers. Well, Chairman Rogers just laid out some of the dire consequences that are happening today because Chuck Schumer decided to shut down the government. And a lot of people ask, what's the off-ramp? And especially they ask, what changed in Chuck Schumer from just a few months ago, back in March when Chuck Schumer voted for these very same funding levels? Chuck Schumer himself voted for these funding levels in March, and today he's shutting the entire government down, jeopardizing America's national security over those same levels. And so what changed? And I think you don't need to look any further than what you saw on the stage in New York last night. A debate between the leading candidates for mayor of New York to see how far Chuck Schumer's party has moved to the socialist left. When you see Mondami, who's the leading candidate, and by all accounts is going to win going away for mayor of New York, has taken over the Democrat Party in the state of New York. And his main opponent on that stage, there is no bench in the Democrat Party. It was disgraced former Governor Cuomo, who was run out of office for, among other things, instituting policies during COVID that led to the death of thousands of senior citizens. That's the best that the Democrat Party has to offer in the city of New York. And so Chuck Schumer's watching all of this and recognizing that from March till today, his own party has moved so far to the socialist left that he's now afraid for his own political future. And to try to hold on and grasp one last ounce of power for himself, he's willing to jeopardize millions of American families. And that is who is paying the consequence for Chuck Schumer's actions, for the tantrum that he's having. He is more concerned, as the speaker pointed out, at impressing the Hate America rally crowd that's coming up here tomorrow than he is about not solving all of our problems. Tomorrow, if he voted today to open up the government, it wouldn't solve our differences. And we all know we have big differences. We have 3 appropriations bills that are in a conference committee that, frankly, Republicans and Democrats on those committees had already worked out the differences. And it was Chuck Schumer who walked away back then a few weeks ago and decided then he was going to shut the government down. Not because we had really big differences on those policies, but because he needed to appease the radical base that had taken over his own party. And so maybe as Chuck Schumer starts realizing the consequences of his actions, and maybe it's the people that are holding Chuck Schumer hostage that we need to make an appeal to release Chuck Schumer so he can release the American people. But over and over again, we're going to keep talking about the damage that Chuck Schumer's actions in shutting down the government are causing on real people. Our men and women in uniform, yes, President Trump was able to stave off for a few more weeks by finding money to pay for them, but as Chairman Rogers pointed out, that account's about to go dry. But there are other federal employees that were not able to get paid just in this most recent pay schedule. And my local media outlet, WWL-TV, just did a story today that went live about the consequences to those federal employees. We're talking about thousands of people just in Southeast Louisiana. Maybe Chuck Schumer doesn't care about those people, but his party is causing pain through a lot of corners of this country. I want to read a quote from the director of the food bank in the New Orleans area. He said, quote, "Demand is up, supply is down, and now we're getting hammered by the fallout from the government shutdown as more and more people who may have been expecting to get that paycheck to buy groceries. So now they'll come to us or one of our 500 partners to get food assistance." That was the chief strategy officer of Second Harvest Food Bank in New Orleans, just representing one area of the country where thousands of federal workers can't even afford to buy groceries and are going to a local food bank so that Chuck Schumer can appease the most radical socialists in his party. This is affecting real people. And there's a bill that, again, doesn't solve all of our differences, but just allows those people to be freed so that they can get back to work. They can get their paychecks. They can provide food for their family while we negotiate those differences for another few weeks. It's time for Chuck Schumer to end this madness. There's a bill to open the government. Let's go solve our differences, negotiate our differences, but in the meantime, stop holding the American people hostage, Chuck Schumer. Yield now to our conference chair, Lisa McClain.
Thank you. Well, happy Friday, everybody. Here we are again. It's been almost a month since House Republicans passed a bill to keep your government open. And what have Democrats done in all that time? They have voted now 11 times to shut the government down. Shut the government down. 10 times to deny paychecks to troops. 10 times to block food assistance from struggling moms and families. 10 times to close our national parks. And 10 times to force our TSA agents, Border Patrol officers, and air traffic controllers to work without pay. Why? Ask yourself why. Because Democrats are holding the American people hostage, using you as leverage to demand more wasteful spending. That's what they want, to the tune of 1.5 trillion of that. And what do they want you to spend your money on? Well, again, let's take a look at it again. I know I sound like a broken record, but these are the facts. Government benefits for illegal immigrants. They want to spend your tax dollars on that. They want to spend your tax dollars on handouts to left-wing media outlets. They want to spend your tax dollars on to fund LGBTQ awareness campaigns, not here, but overseas. Right, because your money should be spent on LGBTQ awareness overseas. And pet projects that President Trump already shut down for being wasteful and woke. See, the Democrats like the wokeness, and they advocate for the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. And they advocate for that on your backs and with your...
See, I remember when being woke was something where it was like you were waking up to the bullshit. Now they took woke and turned it into this fucking radical insanity. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are good people on the left, and there's bad people on the right, and bad people everywhere. But there are good people everywhere too. There's good and there's evil on both sides. I just watched a video the other day of a girl who was on the left handing out water to people who were protesting for Trump, or protesting like in favor of Trump. So there's good people on each side. But we just got to remember that we're all made in the image of God. We're all here on earth together, so we need to work together. And all this stuff that they're talking about when they shut down and do all this stuff is just ruining us even more. But we need to wake up to the evils. We need to wake up to the good. And we need to start pointing it out. And we need to start saying, that is not okay. Whether it's your side or my side or any side. Like I said, I'm independent. And one thing that I say is, You know, the left and the right, what more way to divide? Like, imagine you're in the gym, you're like, "Get on the left if you're on the Democrat, get on the right if you're Republican." It leaves a whole space in the center. Why don't we just say, "Come together, work together." We got homeless people, I seen Gavin Newsom post a picture of the fact that Trump was tearing down the White House for his ballroom. It's like, "Yeah, okay, I get it," trying to prey off that moment, but what about you? You're destroying your state, brother. To me, that is evil. Talking about slashing more people's throats is evil. People attacking babies, people attacking innocent people on trains and night rails is evil. Thank you for the 50 likes. Let's keep running it up. I appreciate you guys. Mac E, bro, go to the abyss, bro. You don't even know my life. Why you keep telling me to get a job? You don't know if I have a job or not. So shut the fuck up, you loser. Like, straight up, I'm so sick of you low IQ people that can't come in here and be decent and have a decent conversation and just chill. Why do you guys gotta be keyboard warrior type people that can't just shut the fuck up, listen, and have a decent conversation whether we agree or we disagree? It's fucking ridiculous. Give me a 1 in the chat if there's at least people in here who have the decency, even if we disagree, to sit in here, be a part of a decent, constructive conversation, and we could sit there and learn from each other. That's what's called uniting. All the other bullshit in the chat, I'm tired of it. I'm not in the mood for it today, so shut up. Seriously.
Your money. It makes no sense until you see who's really calling.
Thank you guys for the overwhelming support in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. See, at least I know you guys are real. You guys are legit. That's why I want you guys to be the ones that sub to my channel. You guys be the ones that support me because, man, I want a united channel. I don't want a channel that when I get on here it's toxic and people think that they can just sit there and belittle each other and whatever. I want a constructive channel where we can come here. We're a family. Whether we did disagree or we agree, we're here. We're a family. We support each other because that is what being an American is. That's what being a good man of God is. That's what being a good human in general is. I mean, fuck, man.
Shots. This weekend, we'll see.
Sorry for my rant. You rarely see that. You rarely see that from me. But just, dude. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And exactly, Terrell. I appreciate you guys, man. God bless.
Mobs of radicals at the I Hate America rally. And you'll see them across the country. These are the same activists who pressure Democrats to keep our government closed, to hurt you, to divide us, and to push their far left agenda. So when you see those images, remember this. This is who Democrats are fighting for. Not you, not our troops, not the hardworking moms down the street. They're fighting for the most radical voices in America. And make sure that they own that, right? It's time to stop catering to the protesters and start standing with the American workers. Open the government, pay our troops, reject Chuck Schumer's dirty little deal, and let's get back to work for the American people.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay, questions? Yes, sir.
Speaker, what's your message to the 170 or so U.S. citizens who have been detained by ICE? About 20 of them are children. And to your GOP colleagues, do you support ICE raids in the agriculture and hospitality sectors of your districts?
I don't know what you're talking about with the children. I do know that ICE is...
170 U.S. citizens, according to ProPublica, have been detained by ICE so far since January.
Okay, I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to comment on it. But I will tell you that ICE is doing the job that the American people demanded that they do. If you look back at the election results of 2024, it was overwhelming. And virtually every poll noted that the border and the issues that came from the open border were the number one issue on the minds of Americans. It's largely why President Trump won such an overwhelming victory in the election, won all 7 swing states and 75 million popular votes. House Republicans got 74.8 million popular votes, the highest vote total we've ever had in history, and largely because we were talking about the madness of the open border and all the chaos that ensued and came from that. Now, the border has been totally closed. There's virtually zero illegal crossings now in the last 4 months, as it's been recorded, and that's because you have strong leadership. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that's what ICE stands for, don't forget. They're enforcing federal law. They're enforcing the federal immigration law. There's about 20 million people who crossed that border when it was wide open for 4 years. And a lot of them are very dangerous people that need to be rounded up and sent right back home, and they're doing their very dead level best to do that. But anyone who breaks our law has to make account for that, because you have to enforce the law or you don't have a sovereign country. If you don't have a border, you don't have sovereignty. The administration is doing the best they can. They're trying to ensure that we get some sanity back to the situation. Ultimately, we need comprehensive immigration reform to deal with all this. You'll never be able to round up 20 million illegal aliens, but they've focused their attention early on, and you can see by their actions, they focused on the dangerous criminal.
Yeah, I have no idea, Sid. Anyways, we're gonna get off this. I want to show you guys, excuse me, the video of that guy calling for war. I can't remember his exact name. Sorry for my crazy hair today, bro. I really don't care. All right. Now this is wild when I heard it. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for just showing this guy's name on the fucking screen. Hold on, let me just do this quick so I don't get. I just ain't trying to get in trouble. Hold on. All right. So let me get the guy's name quick. What's his name? Medea and Deranged. I don't know, but we'll go ahead and we'll play this. I don't know who the guy is that's holding this rally, but he talks about how it's like, just listen to the rhetoric. Let's just listen to the rhetoric. But anyways, I love you guys. God bless you guys. I hope everybody's having a good day. Like I said, man, if you want to support me and you want to get your name written on the wall behind me, fill up the wall. I'm trying to fill up the wall all along my sign and everything else like that. Go to the description, hit the Streamlabs link. You can donate up to $1. It doesn't matter how much you donate. I'll write your name down on the wall as many times as you donate. And if you follow my kick, which is in the description, you get your name written down as well. If you want to really be a part of the journey and make your mark, get your name written on the wall as many times as you want. Show some love and support, man. Like I said, I lost my job due to my position and my passion for this YouTube channel. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm still on the grind, still making money, and still doing what I'm doing. But I love you guys. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic day. Like I said, it's almost Friday, almost the weekend. On the road to 10,000 subs. God bless you guys, man. Jesus Christ is King and the only King of Kings. All right.
To declare there are those in this country that have decided, after the behest of this president, to declare war on Chicago and American cities across this country. They have clearly decided that they want to.
I got fired for reporting on Charlie Kirk and saying my opinion and doing it. Yeah. So if you want to support me, man, go yeah. So if you want to support me, man, go hit the Streamlabs link, show some love and support, get your name written down on the wall, and join the family, man. I never forget anybody on the channel. I don't have the best memory, but I try to always remember everybody's names, because like I said, when I say join the family, I don't mean that lightly. I mean straight up. I mean it for facts. This is a family.
Rematch of the Civil War.
We're going to continue to protest. We're going to continue to show up. We are going to exercise our rights of a democracy, because we will continue to fight for the democracy that we say we are in the United States of America.
Appreciate the subscription, Terrell.
So let me just say to Christy Nome, straight to your face, because I've told you this straight to your face before. It is time for you to resign. You have a lot. And more and more of us have continued to call for your resignation. And if you do not resign immediately, Congress will assert its authority.
We're going to call for accountability. And indeed, you know, the tables will turn someday. These people should recognize that.
Listen to what this guy says, dude. This shows a lot. Listen to what he says.
Maybe they're not going to get prosecuted today, although we're looking at doing that. But they may get prosecuted after the Trump administration.
No, bro, this isn't a Daddy Trump shirt. It's a Father's Day shirt. It says Daddy with the American flag on it, and then it's my fist going down. Then it has my 3 kids' fists coming back up for a fist bump. And it's honoring my son who passed away from SIDS as well.
For the things that they did because the statute of limitations won't have run.
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones.
I think members of the military, if they haven't already, may very well soon start to turn on this administration because of the way that they're being deployed to the streets.
Well, are you all ready to defend this democracy?
Bruh, we are a republic with democracy tendencies. We are a republic. God, people don't understand that. Democracy always turns into tyranny in some ways. That's why you got to implicate it in its best ways and forms. You can't just sit there and have a group of people saying, "Oh, I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that." We have to be a republic with democratic tendencies. That's what we've always been. That's what worked. That's what made us the good country. We are. That's right, democratic republic. Whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say, okay? My bad, bro. I didn't get much sleep last night. My daughter's sick. She's laying on the couch right now and taking a nap. So yeah, and you'll probably come see her chill at me like you usually do. But 45 more likes to get to 100 likes. I appreciate everybody who's in here. God bless everybody, and I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, man. Jesus is king.
Are you ready to fight fascism?
See the rhetoric they use? Are you ready to fight fascism? Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do that? Like, oh my God, bro. Can we not just sit there and say, are we ready to just try and like fight for what's right? Why do we have to bring these words in? And you wonder why we have people that do things like they did to Charlie Kirk with writing catch fascist and all this other shit on the clips. They're trying to radicalize people.
You prepared to destroy authoritarianism once and for all.
And this was the thing I was talking about as well, the rally. Listen to his rhetoric, man. Straight up. It's wild. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you. She's getting she's getting better. She's doing good. Shout out Nick, by the way, Nick F. I'm leaving for Mars. All right, anyway, let's go.
Cook County Circuit Chief Judge Timothy Evans is barring civil arrests of people when they are at county courts. Evans said in a statement, quote, "Access to justice depends on every individual's ability to appear in court without fear or obstruction."
There are more constituencies yet to turn on this administration for the way that they're using the military in the streets, not just for immigration enforcement, but, in the context of this democracy.
Over the course of the next couple of weeks, the Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker.
Yeah, this is crazy. That's crazy too. A master ICE tracker. Like they're already being shot and hurt and killed. Now you're gonna release a fucking ICE tracker. That's great.
So you have the 911 audio of this stand down.
We have snipers shooting at ICE buildings and stuff, and we're gonna, dude. Like, this is what I gotta say to people who don't see the fact that the tension is getting so much bigger and bigger are blind. I don't care what side you're on. You should be a little bit weary and not afraid, but a little bit worried about what this could turn into, right? I'd start investing in certain things. That's not just crypto and other things. Start getting gold, silver. It's scary. To me, it's like on the movies when you see a rope that's being pulled by both sides so hard, and then the middle, you see strands starting to snap, like, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, that's what's happening. And I just hope everything turns out and there's no violence.
Order in Chicago, and we have documented inside of DHS every single unresponded to 911 call over the recent weeks and months.
The ICE people, they're not going to get it until their families start getting harassed, detained, assaulted, Once you start kicking a mama in the cooch, then they might sit down and be like, you know what? Maybe we should leave other people's families the fuck alone.
The Department of Homeland Security saying ICE officers in Franklin Park tried stopping a vehicle driven by 38-year-old Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, but say he refused to follow commands and drove his car at law enforcement officers, dragging one a significant distance.
When y'all's bodies lay motionless on the ground, ice patch facing up at the sky, we're gonna loot your corpses.
You can pick up ice picks off of the Amazon marketplace for like $6.36, and these are absolutely wonderful at chiseling away at big dumb fucking blocks of ice.
These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
Why aren't we shooting back at them? Can anybody explain that to me? I don't own a firearm, but if I saw an ICE agent, it would brick right to their fucking dome.
At the end of the day, a good cop is a dead cop.
Who are you gonna kill?
Nazis.
Who do you define as a Nazi?
What do you mean? It's pretty.
In this context, who's a Nazi?
Stephen Miller's a Nazi.
So you're gonna kill Stephen Miller?
If I had the chance, yeah, I would.
If a Democratic president someday calls the National Guard to a red state over what they see as open rebellion, but is what amounts to a demonstration that gets rowdy. I mean, is that not a
and
fear
they're
of
posting
yours?
pictures of their kids because it's a demonstration, and they have a sniper on top of a building firing a high-caliber rifle at an ICE facility because it's a demonstration.
So why are the armed citizens not shooting back at them?
Black people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally, get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away.
Yeah, to me, this was the most. This is why I said what I said just a second ago. You should be worried about what people's rhetoric and what it can do to radical people. People who can't think for themselves. People who are thinking that they need to be the next Tyler Robinson or the next this, that, and the third. I've just, in my lifetime, this is just insane to watch.
Without due process as a...
And sorry if I keep getting up, you guys. As you guys know, my daughter is sleeping, not feeling the best. So just going to comfort her a little bit here and there so I can make sure I'm loving her.
Citizen. Isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for? Go back and read what the Second Amendment says.
And a U.S. Marshal and an illegal alien were both shot in L.A. this morning. It was during an immigration operation. Both at this time, we are told, have non-life-threatening injuries. Fox is told that federal agents surrounded and boxed in a target. That target then rammed federal vehicles in an attempt to escape.
The left is celebrating.
Yeah, okay. Not trying to get banned for that, but yeah. You guys catch the drift. I don't want to share them too much. All right, let's get to the next thing. But yeah, man, I just think it's crazy. Pretty wild, the rhetoric that's going on. Yep. Well, who said that? Let's go down. You're absolutely right. Willem RFK Jr. literally said that the whole aim of the 2016 Trump election was to, quote, brainwash a small minority of belligerent idiots who will believe whatever you tell them, and the hanger-ons follow. All right, hold on one second. Let's get into something here. But yeah, man, pretty crazy stuff going on. Sorry. I'm not saying I think that that kid took out Kirk, Bob. I know that the official story isn't the official story. I'm just saying it's called a hypothetical, right? So let's not keep having low IQ people in here. Let's try and understand what I'm saying here. The rhetoric that they're saying and the fact that they're trying to sit here and do these things is bad. All right, give me 1 second. All right, sorry guys, that was just my daughter's doctor. I had a question earlier. They're just calling me back with some answers. So, anyways, guys, regardless what we want to think in this chat, how much we want to fight over stuff, my whole thing is thank you, Brenda. I appreciate you. She's doing all right. I have kids, so it's just like when you see all this and you see how intense it's getting with the government, how intense it's getting with the both sides just going at each other, threatening to lock each other up if they get in next term and this other stuff. And I live in a kind of a secluded city right now where we don't see protests, we don't see stuff like that much because my city's still pretty much conservative. We think all this crap that's going on is crazy, but I'm worried about my kids' future. We got to stop living in the now and being so selfish on things. And we need to start realizing that what we do now creates a future for who we love, that we bring into this world. And the only thing that I want to say is that, you know, everything feels so much better when we're unified. Didn't it feel so much better when we all felt like, hey, we're all Americans. We're all here, brothers in arms together. We all support America. We're all proud to be from here. And now it seems like that's just getting farther and farther from the choice of what people are thinking. And it's scary because I have a 3 and a 6-year-old, and they're gonna have kids when they grow up. And it's just like you guys got to realize that what we do today creates tomorrow. What we do tomorrow creates next. You know what I mean? What we do this week creates next week. Every action has a reaction. And I just I just want us to be Americans together. Brian Century, exactly. Your kids are growing. You're blessed for that. But I love you guys. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I can't remember what we're at last time I checked the subscribers. Looks like we gained about 20 of them. So thank you guys so much for the support. Welcome to the family. Anyone that's new, thank you for the likes. Make sure you guys continue to double tap that screen, show some love and support. And if you want to support your boy and get your name on the wall, hit the Streamlabs link that's in the description. Show some love and support. Support the journey, support, upgrading the studio, upgrading the space. And not only that, but just support your boy in general. I go hard for this channel. I go hard for my views. And yeah, I go hard for you guys.
Continues to grow on Coast Guard Island in Alameda as federal agents have begun arriving. And we're still waiting, though, to see if the National Guard ends up coming in.
Yeah, we've got team coverage. We've been following multiple angles on this story for you this morning. Ground Force Joey Horta is standing by live out at Coast Guard Island in Alameda, where those federal agents arrived and were met by demonstrators. Joey.
Well, guys, right now, hundreds of protesters are blocking the intersection right here at the entrance to a Coast Guard station here in Alameda. As a result, Coast Guard personnel are unable to arrive. They've blocked traffic in all directions. As we step out of the way and zoom in here, you can see where the Coast Guard security forces are set up to prevent anyone from getting onto their property. And we apologize if you see any profanity on these signs this morning as they continue to walk.
After this, we're gonna get into Ian Carroll breaking down some more stuff. All right.
By quite a few people out here getting their message across. This morning, we saw around 7 a.m. federal agents arriving, several SUVs and pickup trucks, including some marked with Customs and Border Protection, pushing their way through the crowd, driving through the crowd that were blocking them, standing in the way of those vehicles. So we have now 2 injuries out here among protesters. A pastor trying to block agents from driving in, injured when agents set off not 1 but 2 very loud flashbangs, leaving protesters with burning eyes and ringing ears. Agents also then ran over another protester's foot. We just heard from him. Take a listen.
People were being peaceful and asking them not to drive through crowds of people who were peacefully protesting. And he was upset and it said, well, you can see that there's people here that are peacefully protesting and please don't drive through them. And I started to walk away.
By the way, on some positive news, man, these Golden Graham s'more bars, not gonna lie, after, I get a little ripsky, I get the munchies, bro, I eat a whole box of them. These are fire, bro. So I urge you guys, go get some of these Golden Graham s'more treats, bro. So good. So good.
And then he drove forward and ran over my foot.
I obviously was shocked with whatever that Border Patrol had directly to my face. And I came just saying we're here in peace, and he didn't care. So there's nothing else to say than clearly he wanted to cause harm to me.
No local law enforcement is out here. We're in Oakland right now. Only the Coast Guard is on hand guarding their entrance. You would imagine that by now Oakland police would be out here because this has shut down traffic in their...
Bro, it's okay to have a treat in moderation. Mind your fucking business, bro. You don't know what I do, so be quiet. So shut up.
Jurisdiction. We have not seen this, but look at this over here in the last few minutes. This U-Haul truck brought in by protesters to possibly protect the protesters who are in the street or just to shut down traffic here. Either way, it's working. And here's one of the signs. This is what this is all about. No ICE or troops in the Bay. Protect our neighbors' rights and Constitution. So they're out here expressing their freedom of speech out here and trying to send a message to the White House and the Trump administration that the federal agents are not welcome here by these folks. Back to you.
And Joey, so at first the protesters were blocking the streets just by walking or standing there.
Crosswalk.
Now you say there's vehicles there, including that U-Haul, and I'm just hearkening back to the protests on the bridges. Remember, on the Bay Bridge and on the Golden Gate Bridge over the war in Gaza, and the protesters put the cars there and then they threw their keys away. So, like, is there a driver or any, like, do you know who that belongs to?
So we don't know if that's related to the same group that was part of shutting down the bridges
No, I'm not assuming.
recently.
No. I don't want to. I want to make sure you're clear that I'm not saying there's any connection between those protesters. I'm just saying the method, the tactic.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to, Daria. I'm trying to tell you that we don't know who they are, but there are some similarities here. These protesters, the guy that was driving.
All right, bro. Have a good day, Reginald. I'll see you back in the live at some point. I'm going to try and go live again tonight. I've changed up my diet and I've changed up a lot of things. It's funny I say that after you see me eat that, but I don't really care what people think. But so I'm trying to change my sleep schedule a little bit so I can stream later at night too, so you guys can tune in then. But I know it's later for some of you people who tune into me who are from the UK and places like that. I try to accommodate everything. So, yeah. But I love you guys, man. Thank you for everybody who's supporting. Much love to everybody, bro. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for the likes. We just need 30 or 42 more likes to get to 100. I love you guys. Yeah.
Driving this truck over here, left it, was wearing a mask. He then took off from the scene. So there are quite a few of those folks out here that we saw earlier that had the face coverings on as they arrived. And this was the group, some of them.
The moment you start seeing people with face masks on, yeah, there it goes. You already know it's going to go, some way.
Who were shouting at reporters here and trying to interrupt our coverage of this, so being very aggressive earlier on. That's the group that we saw wearing the mask. So,
okay.
Losing sleep over nothing. It's called being on the fucking grind. See, see, here we go again. Some stupid people, bro. God damn.
It continues to unfold out here. A lot of people involved, though. Yeah.
So you can't have anybody move that vehicle if they wanted
Not
them
at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
Joey, thank you. Obviously, an evolving situation. Oh, go ahead. You look like you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you wanted the vehicle to be removed, you would think that Oakland police would have been out here to manage this traffic situation. It is surprising to see that there is no local law enforcement response.
Yeah.
I think at this point, from an optics standpoint, I don't know that the mayor wants either OPD or Alameda Police to be viewed in any way as enabling or helping ICE and dispersing the crowds there. This is a tough situation where you've got city leaders and, federal agents police are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And we talked to the mayor of the city of Alameda this morning, and she said as much. She was like, we don't want, so Joey was just wondering about, how they're going to react, and they're kind of taking a hands-off approach at the moment.
Anyway, yeah.
Yep. All right. So we'll get into Ian Carroll quick. That 417. Man, you really feel good being a little keyboard warrior, don't you, brother? Don't ya? Feel good behind that screen, don't ya? You feel important, don't ya? God, it's always so ironic people like that talk, but they're nothing. Should we go to his channel? Let's go to his channel. So a guy who has 2 subscribers who really ain't shit is talking down on a guy who's trying to chase his dreams on YouTube and is going up considerably well. And you want to sit there and continue to talk shit. It's fine. You're probably a liberal. That's cool, bro. Really don't care. The fact that you're here typing on a keyboard just makes you a loser keyboard warrior, bro. Then go somewhere else. But your little small brain wants you just sit here and talk shit. So boom, there you go. Go somewhere else then. Now you're in the abyss. I mean, God, bro. People are just losers. You want to talk on the keyboard and all that shit? Just losers. Completely. Like, oh my God, bro. Oh, people don't want to watch you. You think you're important? Blah 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 blah. Well, some people pretty much want to watch me. It's about building a community, right? That's what all these other people are doing. Man, get out of here. See, to me, it's just stop being a loser, bro. If you don't like it, go to another channel. But you're just a keyboard warrior. Just to get a reaction out of someone because it feeds your little ego while you probably have Cheeto hands sitting on the couch. Lick your fingers off, bro.
Israeli Knesset anticipated a need for more deniable channels of influence.
Thank you, Jim Britt. I appreciate you, brother. And I know there's a hell of a lot more people in here that support me and fuck with me and are part of the family than are not. But just these little keyboard warriors who like to talk shit, and it's like, bro, you're a nobody. Go be a nobody somewhere else, okay? Like, it's just crazy. Exactly, damn Yankee. Go get your Hot Pocket, bro. If you're at least smart, it better be a pepperoni pizza one. Damn. Anyways, let's get back to it, man. I love you guys. Thank you all for always supporting me, showing love and support, growing the channel. We're growing the channel immensely. Just surpassed 5 million views. We're at like 5.1 mil, almost to 8,000 subs. We're on the road to 10. We're just gonna keep going up, bro. These people can keep talking all that shit, but hey, man, it's fine. That's fine. I really don't care. It just fuels the fire that I, have every day. So at least I have a fire and motivation to do something with my life.
In 2018.
Exactly. Go play with
Why
your
would they
Pokemon
have
cards. Lick your damn Cheeto fingers off. Get the hot pocket. Tell your mom thank you for making it for you. And go play with your Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever the hell. And shut your damn keyboard warrior mouth up. Thank you.
wanted more of that? Were they anticipating maybe some sort of thing coming up in the coming years that would be a reason why they would need more influence?
If that guy was any man, a lot of us men don't like to catch a shave sometimes. Some of us just like to grow it out nice and scruffy, especially because I live in North Dakota. It's getting cold. It's like, yeah, I just love the scruff sometimes. And so do my women. So be quiet.
In America that was obscured and opaque and hard to trace?
Exactly, redacted.
Conspiracy theories are dangerous.
Information is the oxygen of a democracy.
With Republicans, with progressives, with libertarians, because this is not about right and left. This is about right and wrong.
It's so sacred we can't talk about it. Our security is at stake.
Just listen to Netanyahu talking in private to his right-wing settler base in 2001 about how he has no intention, despite what Israel agreed to at Oslo, of giving up land and ending its illegal settlement expansion in the West Bank and the rest of the Jordan Valley.
שאלו אותי, מה כבוד, כן, תנאי כפוף להדדיות, צמצום הנסיבות. אבל איך נצמצם את הנסיבות? אני אתן פירוש להסכם שיאפשר לי להפסיק את הדהירה הזאת לקווי 67. איך עשינו את זה? אף אחד לא אמר מה זה אתרים צבאיים מוגדרים. אתרים צבאיים מוגדרים, אני אמרתי, אלה אזורי ביטחון. בקעת הירדן, מבחינתי זה אתר צבאי מוגדר.
Netanyahu is clear that Israel's not giving anything up. But he's also very clear that the way to make that argument is to invoke security threats. And he's especially confident that he can manipulate the American people to buy into this argument.
במיוחד היום עם אמריקה, אני יודע מה זה אמריקה. אין כזה דבר שאפשר להזיז אותו בקלות.
I know what America is. America is a thing that you can move very easily. Move it in the right direction. That's a quote from Bibi Netanyahu.
And this, of course, is exactly the cases made to the American people time and time again, whenever Israel's been called out for refusing to end the occupation and its settlement project.
We're willing to make great concessions for peace, but there is something that I will never compromise on, and that's Israel's security.
Right? All phrasing and framing straight out of
if you guys heard my
the Hasbara manuals. Benjamin Netanyahu is an absolute master of Hasbara.
The conventional wisdom is that continuing the occupation makes Israel more secure. And if you buy that argument, then it's a license to occupy indefinitely.
Right? A license to occupy.
I mean, I appreciate like how people are waking up on Israel, and it's a big thing. I mean, come here, S'more. It's a big thing and it's important, but it's also like we need to start focusing on China too. Like all these other places who are still trying to get at us and are threats. I feel like everybody's taking their attention away from everybody else, putting it right on Israel. And it's okay to do that, but don't take all your attention off. I mean, we have to focus on China. We have to focus on other people who are against us. You know, China's shutting down all of our mineral places or whatever the hell it was. I can't remember. I was watching Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones talk this morning, and yeah, you go watch that interview. By the way, awesome interview by Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. He did, but you know they're in the industry, so I don't know. My little channel might get demonetized again, and I just reapplied, so I don't want to get denied yet.
Indefinitely. And here we are, 2025, still
Oh,
going
I know,
on.
Sid. Trust me, I know, bro.
So there is a long history behind Hasbara. And Hasbara is not some conspiracy theory. It is a fully funded official part of the Israeli government, of the Israeli military, of Israeli politics, and Israeli life and culture. And we're about to go through all these facets, just some of many. I'm sure there's a lot more out there that paint the picture of what it's doing today, because oh boy, has it evolved to meet the digital age. And I want to, before we dive into the actual evidence, I want to show you where this is all coming from. Credit where
Bro, I got so much in my mind right now. CR Mason or whatever the hell your name is. I cannot think about it. But yeah, they shut down all like certain materials. They got like 90 something percent control of a lot of it. Alex was saying it was an act of war. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, dude. I've been talking about so much stuff, and yes, I've been sick, and now I'm taking care of other sick people. So don't mind my brain fog, all right? My bad. My methylene blue ain't helping me this morning, I guess, along with my other stuff I take.
Credit is due. A lot of what we're going to talk about tonight is based upon reporting by Gen X Girl.
Bruh, who do you think you are?
And where are your articles?
Bro, I'm being invaded right now.
And this article in specific, Israel's coordinated campaign to propagandize conservatives in America. Incredible article that is filled with sources and links and explanations and timelines, a dated timeline that leads from 2018 or so through to today. Okay. And we'll come back to her actual thread throughout this too. But I've grabbed pieces of her thread and filled it in with sources that she dropped into that, as well as a whole bunch of other research to complement it and to fill in more pieces of the picture here and to actually illustrate and give sourcing to a lot of these claims. Okay. And you could start anywhere, right? Hence why I started all the way back in the 80s at the beginning of this concept of Hasbara. But for the purposes of today, we'll start where Gen X Girl started in 2018,
Bro, you got
laying the legal and ideological groundwork. Years before the public-facing campaign would begin, the groundwork was being laid.
My daughter named him, and his name is S'mores, I guess, right? Right. But he don't act sweet like a s'more. He attacks, and he attacks good too. As you can see, he will not stop biting me. Just bit me in the neck. He's a shoulder kitty, though. I raised him to be like that. But he's attacking my dog right now, my big boy who likes to come interrupt. Come here. Show him your face, Zeus. Come here. Come here. This is the face of a dog who is huge and acts like he's a lap dog right here. Yep. You're looking at him. And this guy's name is Zeus. Okay. That's it. Yeah, and then him and the cat are like best friends, so it works out, right?
Laid in the shadows. The Israeli Knesset, anticipating a need for more deniable channels of influence, sought legal advice from U.S. attorneys specializing in the Foreign Agent Registration Act, FARA. Their goal was not compliance, but circumvention, to learn how to funnel money and directives with...
And he likes to talk and howl and all this other bullshit. He's going to wake up my kid. I'm going to let him outside real quick. I'll be right back.
Out the transparent label
he likes to talk
agent. Right? Stop and think about that. The Israeli Knesset anticipated a need for more deniable channels of influence back in 2018. Why would they have wanted more of that? Were they anticipating maybe some sort of thing coming up in the coming years that would be a reason why they would need more?
Oh, I love my MacBook and like the touch bar on top of the keyboard. Like it's so dope. Like if you guys don't have the MacBook with the touch bar on top of the keyboard, it is awesome, right? But gosh, it just is sensitive. Anyway, yeah, no, I could have like a full-on conversation with my dog Zeus for like hours, bro. He'll just sit there and howl back and like so different types of howls and barks and shit. My cat, by the way, attacks me at any chance he gets. He is a mean ass cat, okay? He does love me. And I love him. I love animals, bro. Animals are awesome. Pure souls, man. Can't remember what I was gonna say, but let's keep going. Appreciate everybody for sticking around. I'm probably gonna get off after this video so I can spend some time with my girls. But I will be back on later. So don't forget, I'll be back on later. Um, how many of you guys are in America? I know a lot of people are not in America, so but I know a lot of you guys are. So whatever time I'm in Central or CDT, Central Daylight Time or whatever the hell it is. So it's like 2:47 for me. So I'll probably try and get on when my kids go to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock. No, you told me not to be eating that shit. Like you guys just gotta quit acting like you can tell me all this shit. Like you don't even know me. Like a joke between a candy bar is different than telling me to stop eating it or whatever. Like you guys don't know what I do. So be quiet. I'll boot you in. It's my channel. But if you want to be a supporter and you want to fuck with me, and that'd be cool. Shout out New York by Yeah. See you later, Jim. Have a good day. But and I agree. Us as a country, we need to be more healthy. I agree. You know, um, obesity is at an all-time high. People's diets are trash. The shit that's in our food is trash, and we gotta make better decisions. I agree. So if I took you wrong, my bad. My apologies. I apologize. But yeah, shout out New York. Shout out everybody who's in here. God bless everybody. Let's keep
Or influence in America that was obscured and opaque and hard to trace, right? So let's not just leave it at, Gen X Girls summary here. Let's look at some sources. This is an Israeli source. Oh, no, sorry, this is not. This is The Guardian from August of 2024. Israel feared legal troubles over U.S. advocacy efforts. Leaked files suggest.
You're good, Yalen.
The Israeli
Not
government
bad.
sought legal advice on a U.S. federal law requiring the disclosure of foreign-backed lobbying campaigns out of concern that mounting enforcement of the law could ensnare American groups working in coordination with the Israeli government, leaked documents reviewed by The Guardian suggest. Okay? So that's all the way back in 2018. They were starting to think, how do we skirt around this whole FARA issue? How do we lobby America, propagandize America without tripping the switch that will get anyone into legal trouble around foreign registration? That one thing that AIPAC is not done and does not intend to do. November of 2023. Amichai Chikli, Israel's Minister of Diaspora Affairs, briefs Knesset lawmakers on the growing problem of anti-war protests among young Americans, particularly on elite university campuses.
You got this,
Chikli's
you
solution was to go on the offensive. He launched a targeted push to counter critics, a blueprint that would define the next 2 years. To boost online support for Israel, target advocacy for Palestinians, crush student protests to divest from Israel on U.S. college campuses, and to codify the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism into U.S. law at every level of government. Israeli documents show expansive government efforts to shape U.S. discourse around Gaza war. This is from 2024, The Guardian.
Mean, friend.
Exclusive. As the Gaza war rages, Israeli funds target U.S. college campuses and push to redefine anti-Semitism in U.S.
Trying
law.
to love him.
We're going to talk about that definition of anti-Semitism in just a second because it is extremely relevant. But throughout this whole conversation, I want to remind us of what is considered anti-Semitic. What is a no-no?
Shout
to
out
talk
Yalen,
about.
though. Gardening
and
is
one of
so
the
good.
biggest
Gardening
no-nos
food,
to talk about.
Fresh garden food is so awesome compared to all the other stuff. Fresh garden food's lit. Yo, this guy, I can't just pet him without wanting to attack me, bro. Yeah. Well, it's pretty hard though that it's like they make it virtually like you gotta make good money to eat healthy basically, unless you eat certain ways. Like, I guess, in my town you can buy steaks for relatively cheap. If it's a certain cut. So I do that. Chicken, rice, if you do bold stuff, I guess. But yeah, yeah, gardening is awesome though. I remember when I was younger, my mom used to have fresh peas, or not peas, but what are those called? Pea pods or whatever the hell. We grow those. Those were awesome. I remember when I was younger and I grabbed a chive or those onions out of the ground and tried one. I puked. Hate onions to this day because of that. But yeah, I love you guys, man. Thank you for sticking around, showing love and support. Anyone that's new to the family, welcome to the family. Show some love and support. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. And I appreciate you guys, man. We're just gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to go up. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Ow, ow, ow. Because I expect to see you guys' beautiful faces in here every single time that I live stream. Okay, bro. I'm just trying to pet you. See, he just attacks me the whole time. I can't even hold him, bro.
Is this idea that there's an Israeli conspiracy, that there's some sort of Jewish conspiracy of people working together on behalf of Israel or Jewishness or whatever it is, right? That is so anti-Semitic to ever say, because you must hate Jews. You must want another Holocaust, which is not what is being said at all.
He just attacked me.
What's being said is that there are massive networks of complex financial institutions, government institutions, media organizations that are working in concert, often nefariously.
Oh yeah,
often
and growing it
regardless
right
of the
too.
truth,
Guardian's a lot of work.
to propagandize, manipulate, coerce, and direct policy in America. So just think about this anti-Semitic conspiracy that there's like, remember, conspiracy means people working together. It doesn't mean like secret assassination plots by the Illuminati with like magical bullets and patsies and MK Ultra. That's not what conspiracy means. That's just a conspiracy theory, you know, as
I'm just trying to pet him.
Conspiracy just means people working together, right? And so a conspiracy theory is thinking that I maybe see evidence of people working together to achieve something. And sometimes that's perfectly legit. Businesses are allowed to work together to try to win at capitalism, right? Politicians are allowed to conspire to try to win the election legally, you know, as long as they follow the law. Conspiracies just become a problem when they're breaking the law, or they're nefarious, or they're like kind of in that gray area, or they're lying about what they're actually doing and being deceptive. Things like that, you know? So just keep that in mind. This is from the Guardian article 2024. Seconds after a smoke alarm subsided during the hearing, Chickley assured the lawmakers that...
Now that's a clip, isn't it? Isn't that a clip? God damn, he just smoked me in the chin, bro. That was rough. That's it. That's it. Never thought I'd say it. We're having cat. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say, we're having a cat tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
There was new money in the budget for a pushback campaign, which was separate from the more traditional public relations and paid advertising content produced by the government. It included 80 programs already underway for advocacy efforts to be done in the concert way, he said. The concert remark referred to a sprawling relaunch of a controversial Israeli government program initially known as Kela Shlomo, designed to carry out what Israel called mass consciousness activities, targeted largely at the US and Europe. Mass consciousness activities targeted at the US and Europe.
And then when you read that, you think about having them buying TikTok, them buying all these places or social media websites and things that have to do with our consciousness and have to do with what we think and what we read and our information ingestion and magic plants. Hell yeah. Chinese food. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Maybe some teriyaki, or that's not Chinese. What's it? Sweet and sour cat or whatever, maybe. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, he's close. He's bit me in the chin. If he bites me in the nose, it's over.
Interesting wording.
But I'm probably gonna have to clip that, right? I'm probably gonna have to clip that video and show it. My cat bites me mid in the chin midstream while I'm streaming. Cat bites me in the chin. Yeah. Yeah, look how crazy my hair is today. I haven't cut it yet, so it's like I used to play hockey and my hair is like still trained, like it just flows back like hockey players' hair. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I'm gonna yeah, I don't know. We're too focused on Israel. And I mean we should be focused on Israel a bit too, but I mean we need to focus on China as well. Um I'm excited. Anyway, so I'm gonna get off real quick. I'm gonna be on later tonight. I am on CDT time. Again, Yalin, sorry if I misunderstood you. Appreciate you if you're really a supporter. Um, there's just been too many trolls in the chat today, and I just in the mood today. but it's been a rough few weeks for me. Everybody goes through shit, so I'm not gonna sit here and be all pitiful. But you're in New York, so maybe we're on the same time. What time is it for you? It's about 3 o'clock for me. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the notification bell if you haven't already to show love and support. I'll be back on later. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Stay safe. But I think it's gonna be pretty interesting on the 27th. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting what Candace has to say. So yeah. But like I said, man, the pres or the government shutdown needs to stop. We need to get money to our people. We need to start coming together. These the targeting ICE needs to stop. We can do it everything better. We can protest better. We can be less violent, less crazy, um, and more understanding. But I think we're just too far gone in some ways with some of these people who are too radicalized. And that's why, every time I go out in public, I make sure I'm safe with my kids. You just never know what could happen, and you think it could never happen in your area, but it does. So everybody just stay safe, and hopefully we can come together and start, getting it done and start coming together and being Americans again because we need to start understanding that we're all here together in this country, and if shit goes bad, it's not going to be good for any party, any side. We're just going to have to, yeah, figure it out. I appreciate that, Yalen. See, and that's a real one right there. You're a real one for coming back and clearing it up. Now we're friends. See how it works. But yeah, I mean, thank you guys who support me. And like I said, man, your boy, his job is no longer because of this YouTube channel and how passionate I am. So it is what it is. Doesn't mean that my money stops. Doesn't mean that none of that stops. It just means that's a little bump in the road, but it's gonna make me grind even harder. So like I said, if you want to support your boy, the Streamlabs link is there. Hopefully, I get remonetized on YouTube again. And yeah, but again, I hope everybody has a fantastic day and see you guys later. Stay safe. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here. And everyone that's new to the family, welcome back. Welcome to the family if you're new. And yeah, my brain's foggy. Obviously, I can't put together a sentence. It's just a little hustle change. It's just a hustle change. Exactly. This is my bread and butter. This is my passion. This is what I want to do, and I've been working my butt off. I mean, we've just been going up so exponentially, and I'm so grateful. The feeling of gratitude is the best feeling in the world, and we've just been going up. We've been doing very well on this channel, performing well, and it's only a matter of time before this is what I do permanently. And I'm just doing nothing but trying to bring people together, create a community on YouTube that's not toxic and that is a family that even if we don't think the same and we don't have the same ideology, we can still come here and be a family and be together and show love and support. And that's what it's all about. God, this fly, oh my God, I'm about to eat a fly too, I guess. Hell yeah. I got my green card, but I already got demonetized and shit for other stuff. But I'll have to check you out, bro. We're gonna have to maybe get in contact. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody who's in here. Thank you for joining the family. Thank you for joining the most fastest, positive, growing community on YouTube. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to do better. We're gonna continue to push the line and do it up and grow. And it's only up from here, man. Bumps in the road are natural. Uh, but parking your car and just walking is not an option. We're gonna keep speeding through this shit and running it up. You hear me? Shire streaming. I'll have to go back and check that out. All right, I'll check out your IG for sure. But yeah, guys, I'll be back on later. So make sure you guys hit the notification bell so you guys can always be a part of every stream I do and be notified. And do me a favor, go follow my kick in the description. Hit the three dots above my head. Go follow my kick. And like I said, if you want to support your boy through this demonetization era until I get remonetized, my Streamlabs link is there as well. Get your name written on my wall and show some love and support. I'll check out your ID, Elaine. And yeah, I'll be back on later. I love you guys. Thank you for checking into your boy.